This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
It's Thursday, August 4th, and time for your Barbados Today afternoon update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with news that 30-year-old Akil William Grant has been charged with the murder of Michael Mapp. Mapp, 42, of Blaze Hill, St. Philip, was discovered in a shallow grave in a cane field at Bayfield in the same parish on May 24. An autopsy revealed that he died from gunshot wounds. Grant of Blaze Hill, number 2 St. Philip, is accused of killing Mapp between May 18 and 24th. He also faces a charge of entering the country illegally by sea between January 1 and 31st this year. Grant, who is expected to appear in court today, is also charged with possession with intent to supply, trafficking, and cultivation of cannabis. Meantime, the body of 25-year-old Timothy Inniss has been found. Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Stephen Griffith says Inniss's body was discovered by 2 fishermen about a mile and a quarter off the Bridgetown port around 20 minutes past 4 yesterday afternoon. Members of the Police Marine Unit and Coast Guard officials retrieved the body of the Ruby St. Philip resident 2 days after he allegedly fell off the Harbour Master on its return leg of a party cruise organized by Island Republic. A family member identified his body. 16-year-old Shania Sharifa Smith is missing, and police are seeking the public's help in locating her. Shania, who lives at number 31 Thorpe's Main Road, St. James, left home with her mother, Suzette Smith, around 4 a.m. on Monday. Shania is about 5 feet tall, slim, brown in complexion, and has brown eyes. Her straightened hair is cut short and has a design in the back. She has 3 hearts tattooed on her left shoulder and 3 stars just above her right breast. An image of Tinkerbell is also tattooed on her right thigh, as well as the words "and beyond" on the back of her neck. She has a piercing in her left nostril. Anyone with information pertaining to her whereabouts is asked to contact the nearest police station or police emergency 211. In other news, tourism officials are reporting overall increases for the first 6 months of this year, and January and February recorded the highest increases in visitor arrivals. Presenting the half-year report this morning at the Savannah Hotel, CEO of the Barbados Tourism and Marketing, Inc., William Griffith, revealed that the increase was in 3 areas, namely visitor arrival, spend, and investment. And he said while this is a sign that confidence in the sector is improving, he says there's still a lot more work to be done. Meanwhile, veteran tourism executive and Barbados Labour Party candidate for St. Peter, Colin Jordan, is calling on Barbadians living overseas to invest in the island's bread and butter industry. He made the plea as he addressed a BLP meeting with members of the Barbados diaspora at the Island Inn Hotel last night.
I would want to challenge the diaspora, those of you who live outside of Barbados, to consider investment in this critical industry. I will want to say to you that history has shown us that the tourism industry is a very resilient industry. And I think I need to say that because there is a school of thought that the tourism industry is a fickle industry. Tourism is our most important industry for a number of reasons. The foreign exchange it generates and brings into the country, the jobs that it creates, And not just the jobs it creates, but the jobs across a spectrum of abilities. And I say that because not everybody has a master's degree, not everybody has 8 CXCs, and a country has to find work, productive endeavor for persons across the range of abilities. And tourism is one of the industries, and in our situation, maybe the most important industry, providing that kind of engagement for persons across a spectrum of ability levels.
Sports now, and there is a new women's and minors champion in U.S. National 3-move draft. Barbadian Waynell Neverson surprised the draft world at the tournament in Branson, Missouri, which ended on July 30th. Neverson came out of the blue to pull off 5 victories and 2 draws while conceding 3 losses. Wilma Branch, the local national champion, placed 3rd, and Ronald Sukikin placed 3rd in the Masters, while Jack Francis and Desmond Mohan finished in lower positions.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
God, these papers is selling at all. Get your paper. Only $2.25, get your paper, miss. Look, take it, I can pay for it. Barbados today, all the way.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To pick up with news from the region, the National Hurricane Center downgrades Earl to a tropical storm. The storm, which gained hurricane strength with wind speeds up to 80 miles per hour yesterday, made landfall early on Thursday in Belize and Central America, but it weakened as it moved inland. Residents of Belize City and other coastal communities had been urged by authorities to move inland and to take advantage of higher ground or a network of storm shelters. Officials ordered the closure of the city's international airport, while other national sites were also closed. The storm is predicted to move across northern Guatemala and southeastern Mexico on Thursday, where rains could still cause flash floods and mudslides. On the international front, Iran hangs some 20 Sunni Muslim prisoners it says were involved in armed attacks. State media reported that the group, which was executed on Tuesday, was responsible for killing women and children between 2009 and 2011. However, human rights groups have criticized the latest executions, saying the trials were unfair. And finally, a man has been arrested on suspicion of murder after a U.S. citizen was killed and 5 other people were injured in a knife attack in central London. Police believe Wednesday's attack in Russell Square was spontaneous. More in this report from the BBC.
They're not ruling out the possibility that terrorism was a motive, but what they're saying more strongly is that they believe that mental health was a significant factor in this attack. And actually, one eyewitness has been saying to us that he sort of witnessed, obviously, the incident and was saying that they heard the man who carried out this attack screaming. It's actually the words he used, was screaming his guts out at the time as the police, obviously, they tasered him and then were pinning him down. So I think that's obviously going to be a significant factor in this inquiry, but it still leaves the issue of what the motive for the attack was. And as I say, terrorism is one line of inquiry, but just one.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.